Hello. Today I'm going to talk about Jackrabbit Relay and the fact that I am behind schedule, as usual, for getting the alpha released. The pre-alpha test has been so successful that I have spent a crazy week repairing all of the bugs and issues that I ran into. And that has really led to a lot of questions of why I even pre-alpha and alpha test so aggressively. That is going to be this video. And really, most of it has to do with legal jurisdictions and restrictions placed upon various exchanges around the world. My legal jurisdiction means I can only act or operate in certain places, and an exchange in another country has to abide by their legal jurisdiction, which may only allow customers from their country. Jackrabbit has an international audience. Subsequently, having people from all around the world means supporting every exchange becomes tedious at best and frustrating at worst, simply because of the laws of that country or the laws of my own country mean I might not be able to use a particular service directly. And even the test nets are often protected by the same laws, where I may have to get special permission just to access the test net. And I do have a couple of exchanges where I am waiting on that kind of an approval right now. So it makes testing and analysis of issues, problems, and bugs very difficult. More so than it should be, but at the same time understandable when you look at the various levels of fraud, money laundering, and other situations that exist around the world. So it becomes a process of trial and error, and really why the pre-alpha and alpha testing is so critical. Simply because I can test what I can on the exchanges I can, and I have a framework that supports exchanges around the world. But that doesn't mean every little nuance or situation of a given exchange is going to be supported. So rather than releasing a program and saying that it's ready to go, when I know it's not ready to go just because of these issues, I'd rather take the time and make sure everything is right, and take the extra steps in testing for people willing to volunteer their time to help me. At the end of the day, this program uses your real money. That's a responsibility I take seriously as its author and developer. It's something that has given Jackrabbit a very particular reputation, because mistakes at this level are not acceptable with real money. And it's why I emphasize constantly use the test nets, paper trade, and test carefully. At some point, a given exchange is going to work the way it should, and real money is going to be used. All of the security, all of the methods required to make that exchange work hinge on it following the laws of the jurisdiction within that framework. When a subscriber or a user comes and uses my program in their jurisdiction, I have a legal responsibility to that jurisdiction to uphold their laws. And that holds true for anybody that's a real software programmer. When a programmer writes a program for an international audience, they are expected to follow the laws that their program is going to be operating in. There's a certain level of transparency that must be present to stay within the legal framework of a given jurisdiction, whether it is the one I live in or the one my program is going to work in. So from that standpoint, these tests are critical in making sure every aspect is carried out as best possible. Now, that doesn't always mean that everything is going to work perfect out of the box, or that there isn't going to be some known issue that I'm simply not going to be able to work around. And that does happen quite often with various legal situations that must be upheld. I am a licensed educator. My business is in education. The purpose of this program is to teach responsible trading. Its source code is transparent so that you can see that it is upholding all of the legal precepts required for you trading legally within your legal jurisdiction. That is the whole point of why testing is so critical and why it is so time-consuming. And it really has to be, both for your legal protection, for my legal protection, and for the upholding of the exchange's own licensing. And they have a lot of licensing they have to go through to operate within their legal jurisdictions. So this level of testing is really critical. And it's because of the people willing to donate their time to test these programs that people like me can offer software worldwide. Sometimes the software is easy to fix. Sometimes it is complicated at best. And it really does require a great deal of patience. That is often more easier said than done when you are wanting to trade in a market because of an opportunity you see. But it must be understood that patience is absolute and testing critical. Never rush into a live market. Even with 100 people working on this program, there's still going to be bugs, there's still going to be issues, there's still going to be circumstances that are going to break. And it doesn't matter what software you want to talk about. It's the reality of writing software altogether. And that is the important part of what this is doing right now. Testing and finding the obvious problems that need to be fixed. So, to my testers and to those who have been willing to test, thank you, because your time and effort has really helped improve the product. It's helped make Jackrabbit Relay more stable, more functional, and work in areas that I can't test directly. So until next time.